A 3-year-old child has not yet experienced the complex ups and downs of life, but can be accurately touched by a piece of pure music without lyrics. Studies have shown that humans' ability to respond to musical emotions precedes language development. Babies can have a physiological response to music in the mother's womb at 28 weeks. The child in the video, who put down his toys and ran towards the performer, is demonstrating our innate instinct for music perception. There is no need to understand the concept of sadness. The body and mind have already recognized this emotional frequency. The man's playing posture itself constitutes an emotional magnetic field. His slightly hunched back curve, his occasionally closed eyes, and his toes tapping gently on the guitar case, all these non-verbal signals form a resonant network with the music. The child receives not only auditory stimulation, but a whole set of emotional expression systems. Neuroscience has found that when humans listen to music with emotions, the mirror neurons in the brain that process empathy will be activated. This means that the child is indeed experiencing the performer's emotional state at the neural level, and this shared neural activity pattern is the most basic biological mechanism of empathy. In the digital age, the simplicity of this video is particularly precious. It has no special effects filters, no deliberate arrangement, but it captures the most original function of art, connecting the human mind like an island. When the man's fingertips passed over the strings, he not only vibrated the air, but also vibrated the emotional fibers of another heart. This resonance across age and experience reminds us, in areas where language is powerless, music is always the oldest bridge. In the last frame of the video, the gesture of the man putting down the guitar and stroking the child's hair forms a closed loop with the image of the lonely performance. At the beginning, it turns out that all sincere sorrows are ultimately looking for a harbor to anchor. The secret of musical empathy is first hidden in our brains. Neuroscientists have found that when people listen to music with emotional colors, not only the auditory cortex is active, but those areas responsible for processing emotions, such as the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, will also light up synchronously. Even more amazing is that the brain waves of the performer and the audience will be coupled, just like two precision instruments suddenly tuned to the same frequency. This explains why the man playing the guitar in the video has not yet shed tears, but the child listening to the music has wet eyes. There is an ancient translator living in our brains, which can directly translate vibration frequencies into emotional experiences. This ability is already evident in early life. A research team at Cambridge University played music clips of different emotions to 6-month-old babies. When hearing sad melodies, the baby's breathing rate slowed down significantly, and his eyes became wandering, which is surprisingly consistent with the physiological reaction of adults when listening to sad music. Music psychologists believe that our understanding of musical emotions does not rely on acquired learning, but is just like turtles that can naturally sense the Earth's magnetic field, with an innate, emotional navigation system. The child in the video, who threw down his toys and ran towards the performer, is following the coordinates given by this biological instinct. The uniqueness of musical empathy lies in its superlinguistic nature. Among all human art forms, only music can do two seemingly contradictory things at the same time: accurately convey specific emotions while keeping interpretation open. When the guitarist played the sad melody, it did not project a specific narrative such as pain due to a broken heart, but a distilled emotional essence. What the child received was a pure emotional pulse stripped of the story shell. It's like when we smell a certain smell and suddenly think of our childhood. Although we can't explain the specific connection, the body's reaction is very real. Contemporary society is experiencing a kind of empathy crisis. Research from Harvard University shows that college students' empathy has decreased by 40% in the past 20 years. In this context, the video of the guitarist interacting with the child is particularly precious. It reminds us that empathy can be as natural as breathing. No moral preaching is required, no reliance on technological media, only a sincere melody, and ears willing to listen. When the child put his face on the guitarist's knees, they completed an ancient ritual, confirming that they exist on the same emotional planet through sound wave vibrations.